Hey, welcome back to the studio. This is Monday All Weekend.
Yeah, we're
We're live.
back. We don't have Joseph tonight. He was dealing a
No.
little bit of family stuff, the baby and
Hmm.
everything. So we don't have Joseph, but we still got a good Monday all weekend anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, we got two topics we're going to be
two
talking about
topics.
tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
and this doesn't have to be a super long episode. We're not going to try to drag this out, but we do want to
oh,
talk about these
we might
things. And
we might drag it out.
I
I'm
mean,
kidding.
we absolutely might get out.
We might.
Knowing
Um,
us,
So we're gonna be talking about, just for the people who are, coming in and starting to join the chat, or not the join the live. We're gonna be talking about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the up and coming movie coming in 2024. So it's already done. They're done filming. They're in post production at this point
hmm
for Planet of the Apes, and then we're also going to be talking a little bit about Furiosa, the prequel to a Mad Max movie, the Mad Max movie.
yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be
it
interesting.
a little bit. I don't have a ton of information on that, but we
Hmm.
can kind of go through that, and we can kind of go through the IMDb's and kind of see who's all going to be in this stuff. You tired there, Wyatt?
Yeah, whew, long day.
Long day. Okay. So let's really quickly. I'm going to share my screen real
Yeah,
quick.
do it.
Share screen. Kingdom of the Planet. Actually, we
Lily
want
Ann
this
says,
one.
"Nice to see you." Oh, that's sweet. It is
Uh,
nice to see you too. We don't
yeah,
get, we don't get as many people in the chat as we would like, but
we don't.
anytime somebody comes in, it's very nice to see them.
Yeah, I mean, uh, let us comment on some things that we're talking about. We'll kind of keep up with your comments and
Mm-hmm.
kind of interact with you guys. That's the point of this Monday all weekend, is to interact with you guys.
Yeah,
It's not just like the normal podcast where you know we're just we're just having a podcast.
just giving
We're going to interact
thoughts.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're giving thoughts, and it's loose. But really quickly, I'm gonna just read a few things. So I have an article here. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the direct follow-up to the War of the Planet of the Apes. This movie will complete what Matt Reeves intended for the reboot series. So Kingdom War for the Planet of the Apes. It was it
Something's up with my connection.
We're having a little bit of difficulty with connections tonight.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what is going on with the connection thing. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think it's this.
I think it's because I'm sharing my screen a little bit.
I
Um,
think it also could be that Joe isn't hosting this
it
one.
could be. It could be our internet.
Could be our
I'm not going to
internet.
share my screen then. I'm just going to read some stuff, and I guess you guys
Okay.
can follow along
Yeah, go
for
ahead.
stuff I'm reading. But so, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be it's going to be continuation of the series of War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
It's been quite a
which I'm
few
excited
few
for.
years. Yeah. But let me read this right quick. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is in post production and scheduled to be released May 2024. So that's pretty soon. I feel like we haven't heard anything about
Yeah.
it up till now. Maybe a little bit of
Mhm.
stirrings, but not much.
I'd
And
like a teaser trailer.
well, I mean, May is still kind of
I mean,
far away.
it is, but I feel like something. A
I
little
feel like
something?
a
Nothing?
little, I could see them coming out with something January, February.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
I think. I think into the new year, they're going to be coming out with some stuff.
Super
Um,
Bowl time,
So
drop some
that could be
stuff around the Super
perfect,
Bowl. Yeah.
perfect time, perfect time. So, let me see if I can find this. Planet of the Apes. Okay, so uh, there are apes who grew up without the benefit of Caesar's leadership, and they might
Mhm.
not just be pockets of one or two. There might be actual colonies. and that might where the future conflicts come from with Caesar's apes. So that was what the director commented about what he kind of sees this franchise, this movie.
Mhm.
I don't know if that made sense to you what I just read.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so what it looks like, Caesar died in the last one. To kind of give a recap,
Mhm.
what if you guys remember or not?
Spoilers.
That was a spoiler, and there is going to be these apes that knew Caesar. It's like,
Mhm.
the original apes or the
Yeah.
generation of those apes. But there's also going to be a lot of apes that maybe weren't that didn't know
Mhm.
Caesar. The humans are totally just extinct at this point, and so it's just
Maybe
apes
not
on the world.
totally.
I'm pretty sure they're predicting it's to be totally
No,
extinct.
they'll be any humans will most likely be the mute dumb humans. So
That might be true.
no intelligent humans at the very least. And I would prefer if they didn't if they reference the humans to just be like, we know there's humans out there. They're basically like animals, like cattle.
Mhm.
We don't want anything to do with them. If they die, they die. Uh, and I mean, there is at least I think going to be the girl that was in the original or the last movie rather.
Yeah. I do
Um,
have IMDb pulled up. We can go through the cast if you'd
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
But I also wanted to recognize Karina's here. She made
She
commented
is here.
stuff.
Hi, Karina.
Thank you for joining us. Um, let me really quickly. I'm going to pull this IMDb. Hopefully, it doesn't kick either of us
Desync
out.
us.
But Planet of the Apes IMDb. There we go. Okay, can you see that?
I can.
Okay. So this is the cast list so far. We still have William Macy as the what was he, the orangutan?
Yeah, I think he was Maurice.
Yeah, he was Maurice. You're talking about this
Mm-hmm.
Freya. She was
Freya Allen.
the girl that you're talking about, correct?
Probably. I mean, she might be one of the apes.
Yeah.
The girl in the last movie was a little girl. And if I mean if
Oh,
they're jumping
yes.
forward a couple years, where she's an adult, that might be. Is she the girl from The Witcher,
I
Freya
don't
Allen?
I don't remember. I
I
don't I
can't
don't know.
see. I can't see her face super well
Let me
from
click on it.
here. Freya Allen. Yes, I believe she is. Yes, she
Yes.
is.
Yes,
She
she
plays
is.
Ciri in The Witcher. So I'm guessing that she is going to be an older version of the human character from the last movie. Um, I'm interested
Maybe. That's
to
if
hear how that's gonna work because the humans aren't they don't get smarter. They kind of stay, I guess, relatively dumb, like
Mhm.
children. Um,
Yeah.
and if I mean that if we're going based off of like the original movie, all the humans are livestock and they're all just dumb and
Yeah.
they use
So
them as slave labor.
so in the original movies, they they're almost telling the story backwards from
Hmm.
what they did originally because the one with Charleston Heston, I think I said that wrong. Um,
It has to be wrong. Charlton
that
Heston.
that is this movie, I'm pretty sure. That would be this movie if you were like saying in the timeline of things.
Hmm.
And then as they progress those movies, they kind of go back in time and tell like
Yeah.
prequels where these newer ones that Matt Reeves is doing, it's almost, from the beginning, Caesar, and then telling the story of how the apes became the apes and became
Hmm.
smart and stuff.
Yeah.
So when you watch the movies are different from the old ones, they're very similar. They just are telling them in a different order.
Hmm.
But The original movies were sketch. Why you say that?
It could be. Yeah. No, I
Like
mean
with your
you're not entirely wrong. They were sketch at times. Uh, but the idea of um, having other pockets of apes interacting with the ones we're familiar with, and
yeah.
perhaps a new generation of
I I
Caesar's crew that's like, well, we're kind of following the legacy of this person who's no longer alive, but you would
yeah.
hope that his son and his friends like Rocket and Maurice are kind of keeping that legacy going. And I would
Yeah.
like to see some. I'd like to see some ape battles, ape politics.
Mhm. I
That's what I
think that's
want.
I
All
think
ape
that's
stuff.
what this is gonna be. It's gonna be the other ones kind of had the apes arguing or ape fighting, between, like, Koba and Caesar, and then they threw in the humans. I think there's
Hmm.
not gonna be as much humanness in this. There's going to be a lot of, you know, it's gonna be a lot just, like, ape on ape, conflict.
Yeah. And that's, I think, what people wanted when I don't know that's what if that's what people wanted in War for the Planet of the Apes. I think they wanted more battles with the humans.
Mhm.
But I think at this point we've gotten the battles with the humans. Now they're no longer an issue,
Yeah.
or at least shouldn't be an issue. I would like to see, if we're gonna see big battles, it would be cool to like throw humans in there as like the apes are using them as fodder, giving them
Yeah.
sticks and telling them to run out there, and the humans just don't know what to do. They're all idiots at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, stuff like that. Interesting stuff. Make it a, territorial, um, like fight for land, fight for your family, fight for these things, this thing that you built. That's the kind of stuff that's interesting and fun, I think. So, and
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything that says it's not that.
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna be. That's what the original movie was, and then it kind of it but the original movie almost it was like so they kind of did this mystery thing where it was like this human character, it was following him around this planet of the apes, and
Hmm.
then the mystery or the big reveal at the end of the movie was, this is Earth. This
Yeah.
he didn't know it was Earth. He thought it was like, you know, some other planet. And then it was like, no, this is Earth in the future. And
Hmm.
we already established that this is Earth. So I don't think that's the direction they can go. So it's interesting to see like what are they gonna do with it? Um, but I've never been disappointed. I don't think you can't really do I gotta be careful saying this because they can somehow. They can't really do, you know, Hollywood politics in a ape movie.
Yeah.
They
But
can, but
you
they have
can, but it would be it's almost like a really good medium um to show certain things in a light that is, it's not humans, but it's another sapient um,
yeah.
creature that is experiencing the same sort of things and falling for the same sort of traps, the
Mhm.
same kind of political traps, and the same kind of humanitarian, and these things that we, in the past, people's hubris and desire for power, they lose sight
Yeah.
of humanity. It's interesting to see the apes in each movie. They do it in almost each movie. See the
Yeah.
apes
You know,
grasp humanity and want to be and become like humans, and then also fail the same way that the humans fail.
I don't know about the original story of Planet of the Apes, how who wrote it or what
Hmm.
the, I guess, meaning behind it was, but I'm curious if that was like put in the chat or even after the playback, put in the comments if you guys know this because I'm very curious. Um, what was the guy that was writing? What was his kind of purpose for this? Was it almost this, you know, if us as humans were going to do this again, do life,
Mhm.
figure out, go from, you know, th- I guess as an evolutionary standpoint, I don't believe this is where we came from, but like if you're looking at it from someone who believes evolution, you say like we came from apes and we kind of evolved to where we are as humans. We've figured out technology, we figured out, our humanity, how we interact with each other. And was he trying to tell this story of if we were to do this again, would we
Mhm.
fall under the same pitfalls, the same, struggles, or how would it be different
I
if
think
there was somebody that could look like Caesar, who could look at how humans did it and say,
Mhm. We
this is
don't
how
wanna
we're
be
going to do it
them.
different. Yeah, we don't want
Yeah.
to do it that way. We learn from the humans. We're going to do it different. Was that the story that he was telling with this?
I don't know that the original are you talking about, the original Planet of the Apes? Like, the
Yes.
first one with Charlton Heston? I don't
Yes.
think that was necessarily the driving point for that story, but I think there's clearly an opportunity here with this
Mhm.
story, which they've done well, I think, so far, of um, contrasting the ape characters along with the human characters in how they treat each other,
Yeah.
and also how the apes are striving so hard to be not like the humans,
Yeah.
but it's not about humanity. It's about the ability to think, the ability
Yes.
to make mistakes, and it didn't matter if you were an ape or if you were a human. They could be evil. They could be
Mhm.
good. They could make mistakes, or
Yeah,
it's
on both sides.
on both sides, and that's kind of the point, and kind of how how I've watched the movies of um
The Matt Reeves version.
is it Matt Reeves?
That's what the article's saying, it's Matt Reeves, so I'm pretty sure, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think it's Matt
Yeah.
Reeves. No, yeah, I 100% agree that it's showing, like, both sides are evil, it's not humans, it's not the apes.
Mm.
Either one can be evil, and we need to learn from that. Um, Yeah, I guess that's how they're telling it. I have 100% enjoying these movies, and I'm looking forward to this. I was not
Mhm.
expecting another Planet of the Apes anytime soon. I am disappointed Andy Serkis is not slated to be
Yeah.
involved in this at all, which he
Yeah.
was heavily involved with playing Caesar and the animatronic motion capture that he's done
And you know what's
for
funny?
everything.
We always I we have the guy that we talk about, and we he comes up in movies and we see him, we're like, who is he? Who is that guy? And he's the guy who plays the jerk in the second Planet of the Apes movies, who gets
Yeah,
killed by Koba.
yeah.
He is also a motion capture actor who plays the
An ape?
motion for Koba.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
plays the motion for Koba and for King Kong and for all these other great mocap characters, and I can never remember his name.
His name?
Yeah,
I don't know his
he
name
does
either.
does a ton of mocap,
Yeah,
and it's similar. It was a similar kind of, he plays the mocap for Koba and gets killed by
mhm.
Koba. The same as, like, in the first movie, the guy who voice acts Koba was the leader of
The humans.
or the like chemistry lab who
Yeah, yeah,
Koba
yeah, yeah.
killed.
Um, let's transition a little bit to this
Yeah.
other topic, Furiosa. So, I'm not so much into
Hmm.
the Mad Max universe uh,
Okay.
as I guess you're more familiar with it, Wyatt, than
I'm
me.
familiar. I haven't seen the original ones with Mel Gibson, which I know I need to go and watch them. I have seen Fury Road, so
Yeah.
I'm probably more equipped I've seen Fury Road a couple times, and I think it's got a lot of interesting world building, lots of character and character development and just some really cool visuals and all this sort of stuff. And it's so strange to me that how many years has it been
And
since
the Mad
Fury
Max
Road?
movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna look it up.
Actually, I think it
2015.
20 okay. That's not that long, though.
It's
It's
not
almost been
that
10
long,
years, but
but it's still a long time, and we're doing a prequel here.
okay, yeah, so let me just really quickly read this. Furiosa will harken back to the origins of Charlize
Charlize
Theron's
Theron,
um, this is the word that I had to ask you what it meant.
Im-
Imperator?
Imperator. Yeah, the
Imperator.
Imperator.
Furiosa added more depth to her motivation actions in Mad Max Fury Road, scheduled to premiere on May 24th, 2023, which has passed.
Mm,
Um, so I guess it um, everything happening in Hollywood. I'm gonna go to IMDb and see if they
hmm.
have the updated um, release date on here for the movie.
Okay.
I'm looking for it. This is saying okay, so they pushed it back a year. Wait, no, I think the
Yeah.
article is wrong. They have 2023 on the article, but it says May 24th, 2024 on IMDb. So I think that article got it wrong
Okay.
actually. But so yes, it's going to be a prequel of Charlize Theron's character, and it's going to be played by Anya Taylor-Joy. She's going to be playing a younger version of Charlize Theron. What do you think of that? I think we've talked about this on the podcast
We
before, but
have. I don't think these actresses look similar in any respect, but
what are you saying? One kind of looks like, a beautiful woman, and one looks like, Sid the Sloth.
I would never say that.
No,
No,
you would
I
never say
think
Sid.
I've never said that. I think both women are very beautiful,
Very beautiful.
um, but I don't think they look anything alike. And I guess it's
I mean, I can
whatever.
see a young version of Charlize Theron. I
Hmm.
have IMDb pulled up here. I hope this doesn't kill my screen, but Furiosa. So let's just go through the cast list of this too, since I've got it pulled up.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
But
I
I saw
think
Chris Hemsworth is slated to be in this.
okay.
Chris
That's
Hemsworth,
wild.
Tom Burke. Um,
Hmm.
he's a familiar face. And then after that, I don't see anybody I really recognize specifically
Okay.
after that. But
Yeah.
interesting, Chris Hemsworth. He wasn't in the other one, was he?
No. Um, Daniel Weber, Nathan Jones. Yeah, it's interesting that I've heard I've heard about this movie. Heard Anya Taylor Joy is going to be in it, but at no point did I hear anything about Chris Hemsworth.
No, I have not either. Actually, there's been a lot. There's not been much except for Thor. I have not
Hmm.
heard about Hemsworth doing really anything else but Thor
Yeah,
lately.
nothing recently.
No.
I
I mean,
know
he
he.
did like a small show for Disney Plus, but that was like a just, one of those discovery things that Disney Plus is doing right now.
I know there was like he was some. And this could all be fluff pieces and drama baiting. I know there was something that had to do with his health that he was concerned about, um,
Yeah.
and maybe he was taking a hiatus to deal with that. But I think it's absolutely possible that this movie was slated to be released all like years ago,
Yeah.
but due to the summer of love and all of the stuff that's happening now, especially
Yeah.
now, writer strikes, actor strikes,
And
uh,
maybe
visual
even
visual effects
yeah.
strikes.
Yeah.
Um, who knows when any of these movies are going to come out?
Yeah, that
But
is true.
No, I enjoyed Fury Road, and I'm interested to see a prequel. I really liked like Tom Hardy's character.
Mhm.
I really would like to see if he I'd like to see if that character sort of makes an appearance, not because not named obviously, but if at some point in Furiosa's life, if she interacted with him or saw him, or maybe even
Yeah.
he just drove off or was in the background, and you can point and be like, oh, there he was, just right there. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think about some things like that. I also don't know what kind of story this is going to be. The first one is, you know, here's this big action thing where like you have all these women and they're trying to escape, and Tom Hardy's there. They're being
Mhm.
chased. That it's very linear. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Is if it's just gonna be. I hope it doesn't feel like just post-apocalyptic stuff.
To be honest, it probably is. I mean, I know I've always said this. There can be good sequels or prequels because I guess
Mm-hmm.
they're making a lot of prequel sequel movies these days.
Yeah.
And there can be good movies that are sequels, but most sequels are hacks, in my opinion. I don't
Yeah.
think you should make a sequel unless it genuinely gives relevance to the story
Yeah.
and progresses in a full way, because I think
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood is just doing like sequels because it's an easy thing. And
Yeah.
there is probably a lot that they could do with that world, but they're always taking these, the John Wick world, and they're making all these sequels, prequels based off this world,
Yeah.
and it's not new. We're
Mm-hmm.
tired of it. Stop
I
it.
liked I liked when sequels were based off of a character.
Mhm.
You know, a sequel based about Rambo was based. The next one was
Where's
about
Rambo?
Rambo. It
Yeah.
wasn't. Here we're going to explore the world of Rambo. That's kind
Yeah,
of like
but
the big thing they do now is like, well, let's explore the world of something. But people didn't
yeah.
watch it for the world
No, they
necessarily.
watch it for the
They
character.
like the characters.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I liked Furiosa. I know a lot of people liked Furiosa. A lot of people liked Charlize Theron's portrayal of her, and so
Mhm.
it's maybe a bit strange to me that they're subbing out Charlize Theron and putting in the new kind of actress. That's
New Cherilise.
yeah, she's kind of at the top of her game right now, and so they're like, oh, well, we'll just sub out Charlize Theron instead of telling a sequel about her.
Mhm.
We'll do a prequel and we can get an entirely new, younger actress,
Yeah.
which is weird to me.
Um, I think it works. I don't know if they should do it, but I
Mm.
mean, I guess let us know what you guys think
Yeah.
about that. That's kind of all we had, just the two topics today. But
Hmm.
thank you for joining us on this Monday all weekend. We'll be back soon. Um,
Maybe with three
and
people.
we will have three people. And I wanted to mention on this live really quick, this Friday, we will be coming out with our podcast. Um, actually, is it? I guess I should announce this now. For people who don't know and have not seen yet, we are going to be moving the podcast to this channel.
Yes.
It'll still be the same. It's going to be the same
Yes.
podcast. Just we're moving it to this channel, and we're
Hmm.
going to be releasing it on on Fridays at noon now. So be looking forward to that. So we have the Monday all weekend on Monday, and then we're also going to have the podcast that will be coming out on noon on Friday. So be looking forward to that. And if you want to catch that, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you will be notified when that comes out. And if you enjoyed this and everything Wiseworks does, give this video a like and let us know. Tell us in the comments what you guys like, what you guys want us to talk about, because
Yeah.
sometimes we've been hearing some of your comments about
Hmm.
things, and we'll do stuff that you guys
Yeah.
want to hear about. if it's movie related. So let us know what you guys want to see. And I guess we'll see you next week on Monday All Weekend.